Benton 1, reporting for duty.
All right, we're not mind controlled anymore. However, we have a lot of balance changes to get through. Brawl Stars, it's fixing itself once again. Maybe. The reason why I say that is because there's 43 changes here, and some of these changes are going to buff brawlers a lot. A lot of it has to do with how fast you're getting your super. So let's take a deep dive into this, take a look at the changes and a few other stuff coming in this update. If you guys want to stay tuned and subscribe for more sneak peeks coming here on the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you guys want to use that code BT1 in the shop, help support the channel, you guys are amazing, because obviously Brawl Pass coming soon, so use that code BT1. And before we get into the balance changes and the actual update fixes, I want to show you guys the new environment, the Star Shop, or the Star Park Shop. Dude, this thing looks incredible. All of the details on here. We got like the Spike socks, the Spike merch, all of this stuff. We got Brawl boxes, everything. Look at all this. This map is epic, and this is going to be like in the training cave. I'm pretty sure this is going to look similar in the tutorial, because that's what Danny was saying in the Brawl Talk. We got some mask over here. Dude, this environment is epic. But now for the balance changes. Like I said, a lot of the changes has to do with brawlers getting their supers a little bit slightly faster and slightly not faster. So I don't know if this is going to fix the game. I think it will, but I'm very curious to your thoughts. Leave a comment down below after you guys are done listening to the balance changes, and I'm getting bodied here. What are your thoughts on them? Because there is a lot of changes here, and there's going to be a lot to digest. Let's get into it. Oh, by the way, look at Bruce just chilling right there as well. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing. So the first change here, we have Barley. His supercharge rate is increased a little bit from your super attack. You can see how the difference is very, very tiny, but the Brawl Stars team has a reason for this. They wanted to do a big round of quality of life changes with the super, because they're seeing a lot of times where your brawler would be so close to a super, but yet so far. So that's what mainly a lot of these changes are going to address here. Some are going to be bigger than others. For instance, like Barley, Carl, Colt, and Jesse here are quite smaller and not as noticeable as some of the others. However, there shouldn't be as many instances where you just need like a
tiny bit
to get your next super, and that's what these changes are going to address. And then next up, we have Carl as well. It's basically the same treatment as Barley. Basically, when you're using your super, you get your super back a little bit faster. And then now next up, we have Colt. He actually gets his super slightly less faster when using his main attack. This really isn't going to change any interactions or anything. You're really not going to notice it at all, because as you can see, landing 2 full main attacks to get your super, and it still takes 12 shots to charge the super. And then now to offset that tiny nerf, Colt actually gets his super faster when landing shots, obviously, with his super. And then now we're on to Jessie. She gets the same treatment as Colt, where using your main attack, she gets slightly less super charge, but you're not really going to notice it. And then to offset that, she gets her super slightly faster when her turret is landing hits. And now we're on to the actual buffs. Like, you're going to see a big impact on these. Bo overall is getting a pretty big buff. He now will charge his super fully after hitting 3 full main attacks on enemies. Before, he was just a little bit further away. And with that tripwire gadget, however, they did nerf him slightly. They made it when he lands hits with his super mines, they charge slightly less of his super, but he still charges it if you get 3 hits on mines. Now we're on to Bull, dude. Unbelievable is getting a buff here. First, they're increasing his health from 6,860 to 7,000. Bull's gonna survive a little bit longer, which will be nice, and I feel like Bull is deserving of this buff. He also will get his super slightly faster from his main attack. Before, it would take 3, when you're right up in someone's face, right in someone's grill, it would take 3 shots to charge your super. Now it is only going to take 2 when you get your maximum damage off. Bull gonna be running around with that speed and that quickness, bulldozing everybody, dude. And as well, Bull also gets more super charge when he hits people with his super. So, more supers for Bull, more charging, more running around, and more HP. Next up, we have Daryl. He's getting an HP buff. He's going from 6,720 to 7,000 HP. So same thing, where it's going to allow him to survive a little bit, be a little bit more tanky, get those rolling. So I think it's actually going to be really, really helpful for Daryl, because he still does a lot of damage, and now he's going to be able to survive more and just get more rolls off, because he be rolling, bro. And now next up here, we have our good old friend, Dynamite. Before, it would take him 2 main attacks and like a dynamite stick to charge his super. Now it only takes him landing 2 full main attacks, so 4 dynamite sticks to charge that super. Dynamite gonna be chucking TNT bombs everywhere now, dude. And I know all you Dynamite fans out there are gonna love this, because it's gonna feel a lot more smooth. You're gonna get your super so much faster, especially if you land your hits. And he's got a stun now. Be on the lookout for Dynamite. Oh, Mr. Primo! We ain't throwing him today. We ain't eating him today because look at that beautiful face. He's getting a buff. He's gonna get his super faster now. Before it took him 10 hits. Now it's gonna take him 9 hits. So more jumping around. And then as well, when he's getting damage and landing on fools with his super, before it would take 5 hits of landing on people with just a super to charge it, now it's only gonna take 4. And as well, his asteroid belt star power is getting a radius increase of 11%. Well, so much added love to Primo here. Again, with the super love, next up we have Ems. It's gonna take her 3 full hits on her main attack now, landing all of the shots to actually get her next super. But this is going to be big because M Super is really good. And she's going to be getting it faster now. And now one of my personal favorites, Mr. Gene getting some love as well to the super gang. It is only going to take him 3 full hits on his main attack to charge a super. Before, after 3 full hits, you were like almost there, very close. However, now say you Drake someone and you have 3 main attacks, pop, 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 pop. You have another Drake on standby, which is going to be amazing for chain Drakes. So I think it's a very good buff for Gene. Now we have Jackie getting some smacky, getting a buff. So for Jackie, they're increasing her first star power's radius by 50%. I still think hard hat's the better way to go. The slight increase to it, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference because it's not a whole lot of damage anyways. Now with Max again, to the max with that speed. She's going to get in that super so fast, so quick. With 3 full main attack hits, she's now going to get her super as well. So as you can see, any brawler that was like close to getting their super after 3 main attacks, just it seems like they just like, all right, here you go, you're going to get it. But I feel like that's going to make some of the already strong brawlers even stronger. So they might have to take a look at some other nerfs, maybe in the future, because like Max is one of the best brawlers. And she's going to get her super faster now.
Time to slow down, Max.
Now we're on to the creature of the night, Mortis. They're slightly decreasing how fast he charges the super from his main attacks. However, it's not going to change any interactions at all, so they say. And in addition, they are increasing the amount of supercharge he gets when he lands hits with his super. And this will actually enable a new combo where Mortis can like super hit 2 enemies, 2 main attacks, and he'll already have his super again. So you can change super faster. And now we're on to Nita. Before it took her 7 hits to charge her super, now it is only going to take her 6 hits, which is actually going to be really, really impactful because before you'd have to like launch your 3 main attacks, hit all of them. Wait for our 3 to charge, launch 3 more main attacks, hit all of them, and you have to wait for 1 more charge. Now it's just launch 3, charge up, launch 3 again, and you have your super. As well as when Bruce is getting those swipes, before it took him 11 swipes to get your super, now it is only going to take him 10. So Bruce is going to be helping you out a little bit more, and I feel like that's very, very scary. But to counteract this kind of getting Nita's super bear faster, her bear paws star power, the one that stuns you, there's a second delay now before the stun actually takes place. I feel like that is a bit much. I feel like a lot of people will be able to dodge it, especially if they know it's coming, but it gave her 3 charges back to her gadget. So 3 stuns, a second delay, that's a long time. But next up, getting a buff is Rosa. Again, very close to getting her super after 3 main attacks, so they just gave it to her. After 3 main attacks and hitting all those main attacks, Rosa's gonna get her super. This is gonna be devastating, I think, for her. It's gonna make her very, very good again, even though she was very good. So a lot of brawlers are getting better. And then Shelly getting some much needed love because she was one of the worst brawlers. Let's be real here. Her HP is going from 5,040 to 5,320. Be able to tank more shots, survive, which is impactful because guess what? Similar to Bull, where if you run on top of someone now and land 2 full main attacks on someone, you're gonna charge your super. This means super stacking with Shelly is gonna be ridiculous in big game. So imagine her as an attacker now, and you actually land so much super stacking. It's gonna be crazy. But however, to compensate for that, her super charges a little bit less of her super, but still, you're still gonna get it pretty quick. And then now we have Spike, Mr. Spike, the man, or he's over here. The man or it of the hour, getting a buff. So before, his main attack did 728 damage per spike, and now it is going to deal 784 damage per spike. So the damage potential with Spike is rising again. And if you're able to hit a lot of spikes, a lot of damage, a lot of shots, be on the lookout for Spike. And then now as well, you charge your super slightly faster when you actually do land your super on someone. So faster supers, more damage. Be on the lookout for Spike as well. I feel like I said that a lot this video. Then now we're on to Tara. She is gonna get more super portals. Again, same thing. After 4 full main attack hits, if you land all of your cards, you're gonna get your super. So land 4 full attacks, you're gonna get your Drake. Whereas before, you'd have to get to that 5th one. So getting supers faster, more throughout the game. For one of the best supers in the game. And I kind of like it for Tara, because she's really fun brawler, and with her other buffs, she's gonna be looking even stronger now. And then Tick is getting a similar treatment to everyone else. If you land 2 full hits with your main attack, you're gonna get your super head with Tick. I don't like that because I hate facing Tick, and we're gonna see more Ticks. Oh man, I'm really not gonna like that. Tick just got so much better. No. But now we are on to the nerfs. Finally, that was a lot of buffs. A lot of brawlers got better there, and I feel like this is gonna shake up the meta a lot. But now for the nerfs, we have Mr. P, the man of the hour. Evil penguin slash, some people think he's a good penguin, but we'll find out. They slightly decreased how fast he charges his super with his main attack. However, he still charges it if you land 6 hits. And then another nerf which you're gonna notice more is before it would take 16 hits with your porter to charge your super. Now it is gonna take 18. So slightly decreased how fast he's gonna be getting his super on both ends, but he's still gonna be a good brawler. Then I'll run to Poco. He's getting the ever so slightly of nerfs. The tuning fork gadget is getting toned down just a little bit. Before it healed 500 HP per second. Now it is only gonna heal 400 health per second, but still Poco double tank is gonna be around. He's still gonna be the best healer, and he's still gonna be very good. Rest in peace, the swag master. Surge is getting a buff. I mean, nerf. Before, his to the max star power made it so whenever you missed a shot, his projectiles for his main attack would still split off. Now what the star power does is when you hit a brawler, it has a split off. So just to reiterate that, so before old Surge, without any star powers, if you hit an enemy, it would still split off for those little projectile shots. That is going away on his base main attack, and now that is the star power. Basically, the nerf to Surge is you have to hit someone to get those splits now. No longer where if you just got max distance or you missed someone, it would split off. So you gotta land those shots now. And now we have the nerf that they promised to Gale. They're decreasing his jump pad range. I think a lot of the cheese is gonna go away. However, still like we're still gonna see Synergy trapping people. We're still gonna see OJ trapping people, just doing whatever. It's just not gonna be like the full team cheese where you can jump across the map and all that stuff. So it'll still all right, but it's not as crazy as it was. And then they also are changing another thing with Gale. They are getting rid of his blustery blow star power. Nobody used it, where if you hit someone with Gale super, they get a speed increase. They are changing it with this new star power. Basically, anytime you hit a snowball on someone with your main attack, there is a slight 0.0 second slow added to them. So it's like Gale hits you, you're gonna like slow down and get a little bit of like a stutter in there, and then you're able to walk normal. So it's very subtle, very slight. However, it actually is gonna make a little bit of a difference to throw enemies off. So it's gonna make a more not as obvious choice anymore between his first and second star power. The name is getting changed to Freezing Snow as well. Now we're on to 8-bit as well. They are removing extra life. Gone. No longer getting that respawn in Showdown or the extra life. 8-bit receives a movement speed boost when he's in the range of his turret, and it gives it like this added extra movement speed range. So I think it's going to make him super more useful in 3v3 modes. This is going to be a lot of fun. Dude, I'm excited for this because getting that much of an added movement speed maneuverability around is going to be so helpful in 3v3 modes. He's not going to be just relegated in Showdown anymore. And he was one of the worst brawlers, so he really needed it. I absolutely love this. Now, one thing to note as well, obviously when you're in like the dark purple or the middle circle, that's when you're getting the added damage. And then that increased circle around where it has like the plug, that is where he's going to get that added movement speed range throughout all of that. So if you're on the outer edge, he's not going to be getting the damage buff, but he's going to get that speed boost, which, dude, I'm excited for this change. This is awesome. Now Pam's just getting some visual changes to her super. It's like, so it correctly shows where people are getting healed, like the line, and then her gadget where the pulse heal, but better probably shows where that will heal as well. So it's a slight nerf because like basically even if you were a little outside not getting healed by your turret, you could still get hit by the gadget. That is going to be taken away. So it does look smaller, but really it's just more of a visual change, and then a slight nerf to that range on the gadget. And that's all we have for the balance changes, everyone. Did they fix Brawl Stars? I think they made it a lot better, in my opinion. It's gonna feel less weird when brawlers are trying to get their super charged up, where it felt so bad when you'd be like a sliver away, and I feel like they took a lot of that away. However, I feel like it's gonna shake up a lot of the meta now too, where there's gonna be a lot of better brawlers where they're getting their super faster is gonna help them a lot. So I think they fixed it in a good way. I'm excited for it, but we do have one last thing to show you guys. The Brawl Pass, you guys, we are on. Welcome to Star Park Season 3. Again, we have Poco right at the start of that free skin if you buy the Brawl Pass, if you activate it. So if you activate it, use that code BT1. Help support the channel. I appreciate it. Make crazy videos like this, so you guys know. And there's pin packs. You get pin packs on the top here. Obviously, I know a lot of people were asking for pin packs in the Brawl Pass. This is perfect for it. You get one on the top tier for the Brawl Pass. Obviously, Colette at tier 30, more pins, and you get a free pin pack as well, all the way at tier 70. So that's really awesome. And the Colette skin, and it's basically tier 70 tiers. However, you notice the time, it says while you're watching this, it'll be like 67 days, but so just think of that as saying 67. I don't think this is going to be correct because this is just the dev build. Everything honestly is a work in progress, and then everything in the balance changes is subject to change as well. So keep that in mind. Like anytime I show you guys dev build footage, work in progress until it's actually made it into the live game. But yeah, you guys see 67 days. If we just took 67 days, well, it says 69. I know. Or just when you guys are seeing this, it'll be 67. Okay. If we did that, that would take us to November 14th, where Ryan said the next time I'll see you guys is in October. Whenever he says that, that means there's an update coming. So either they're going to have an update in October and just merge it with this Brawl Pass. What I think is actually going to happen is the new season is going to be around 51 to 52 days when it actually does come out. It'll land around October 28th and 29th, which we usually get updates on like Wednesday or Thursday. It would fall right before Halloween because Brawl Stars really goes all out for Halloween updates. So I think this is going to be a shortened season for when it actually does hit in game. Obviously, the time will tell. Like when this current update hits and we see the news how long the season is, we'll know for sure. But one of two options here: we're going to get a short season this time for the update in October, or this season is going to take us into November and they're just going to still drop a Halloween update in there on the current season, or even just maybe switch it mid-season. We'll see. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to use code BT1. Appreciate the support. Stay tuned for more sneak peeks, and I'll see you guys later.